welcome back to yet another edition of Survive to Thrive Daily, coming at you with tips and tricks to move you out of just a life of surviving to a life above, life in peace, joy, and happiness, and a life of thriving. I'm Dr. Todd, and I'm going to be talking to you today about Wellness Wednesday. Wellness Wednesday, I just made it up. I don't do it every Wednesday. Maybe I will. But today's Wellness Wednesday. We're going to call it Wellness Wednesday, but that's because yesterday was Taco Tuesday, and so we just figured we'd follow it up with Wellness Wednesday. We had a little birthday party last night, and we had tacos, and so it fit because it was Taco Tuesday. But honestly, we're going to actually specifically get into your exercise routine, your workouts. If you've listened to my podcast, you understand the simplicity rule that I actually go off of. Simplicity is sometimes one of the best things that you can do. We get complex. We get super complex in our world, and it's nice to have some things that aren't complex. And your exercise routine shouldn't be complex. A lot of people like to make them complex, and so give you a little background. I went to school, got a degree, my undergraduate degree from Western State University now, U.S. State College in Colorado, in kinesiology. And at the time, they had an emphasis training and athletic training. I loved working in the athletic training room. Looking at injuries and care and prevention of injuries. Anyways, graduated with that degree, went on and got my ATC, which is through the National Athletic Trainers Association, and then doubled down on that and got a degree in strength and conditioning degree. I should say certificate, which you had to have a 4-year degree to get into. It was through the National Strength and Conditioning Association, one of the best associations around. And so I walked out with what they called a certified strength and conditioning specialist. Okay, mouthful. I don't talk about that a lot because it's kind of one of those things I haven't maintained, but it was just always a part of me. I went on to chiropractic and get a degree in chiropractic school, so a doctorate in chiropractic. My point being is that, when you're listening to some of these concepts, I come with a heavy background in the aspects of understanding the human body, the human frame, how it works, how it does what it does. And simplicity will always rule the game. We get really complex with our workouts that oftentimes do not serve us, meaning your exercise program should serve you in what you do. If you sit for a living, then you need to move in directions that counteract that sitting. That's simplistic, all right? CrossFit is incredible. I love it, but I pick on it quite often. I saw like one of those memos or something like that came across email, Facebook, I don't know what it was, but it was like CrossFit keeping chiropractors in business since 1986. and it's so true because a lot of people are like, wow, look at that CrossFit body. I'm going to do CrossFit and then I'll look like that. And then they tear hamstrings and knees and elbows and all these types of things. Now, CrossFit is phenomenal if you want to compete in CrossFit. Or if you lift like a lot of weight on a daily basis, just boom, I lift weight and do these. Or if you just want to be flipping strong, awesome. But the question of today is your workout, your exercise serving you? If not, then it needs to. It needs to be functional. I've always been a functionalist on the aspects of your workouts, structuralist when it comes to chiropractic, but being functional in your workouts makes a whole lot of sense. Meaning that the more that you can actually help yourself for what you do, okay? I deal with populations from 0 to 90s, hundreds even. The 94-year-old needs to have a workout so they can get off the toilet or get out of their chair. That's cool. Here, let's do some squats because that's what you're going to do. Air squats. Perfect. Doesn't need to be a complex workout. Okay, but I would contend that if you are blowing yourself up with a workout, some of the simplicities might come back in place. So I started a challenge to my own self and some push-ups. Now, there's a lot of people that start challenges out there and they're like, I'm going to do a marathon. I'm going to do a triathlon. I'm actually going to hike Mount Everest. I'm going to do all these types of things, which I love. And I'll probably do that next time. But my challenge right now was push-ups. How many push-ups could I do? How many push-ups could I do in a certain time frame? So this was around June, I set a 20,000 mark, which I'm crushing right now. And I'm like, I want to shift that a little bit. But if you go back and remember a football player by the name of Herschel Walker, it stayed with me what he did as far as his workout routine. And he was doing 3,500 sit-ups and 1,500 push-ups a day. It was it was it. It was, and so I set out to do push-ups were my main thing. I'm going to add some pull-ups. I'm going to add some sit-ups. I do that in different arenas, but like let me get the perfect push-up. You know, the problem is that my shoulder was killing me. I'm just having shoulder pain, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this, but let me try. And I started with a routine out of I can't remember the book. David Goggins. Living with the Seal, and I can't remember his name. It's a funny book if you haven't read it. But in there, Goggins had a push-up routine of 1 to 18, 18 to 1. So David Goggins was a Navy SEAL. He wrote the book Can't Hurt Me. Phenomenal athlete, phenomenal mindset. If you haven't read that, get into that. But anyways, the concept in there was 1 to 18, 18 to 1, and with a 10-second rest. So you do one push-up, and it was like, okay, 10-second rest, 2 push-ups, 3 push-ups, 4 push-ups. It works out to be like 365 push-ups by the time you're done with that. And I was like, dude, I love that. That's awesome. I can do that. And if I can't, my shoulder starts to give out, I can back out and I'm good. You know what I can say though, I've been doing it since June, and I just looked at, it was like middle of June I started. I just looked at it. I've done over 5,000 push-ups, which is nothing close to Herschel Walker at 1,500 a day, but close to 6,000, like 5,800 push-ups today. All right, within this period of time, it averaged out to be like 200 push-ups a day. But fundamentally, I'm getting so much strength back in my shoulders, my back, and all these types of things, that it was back to a basic. Now you may say, well, that's good. Push-ups are like good for the chest and everything like that. No, the back is a stabilizer, the shoulder, a rotator cuff, and the core is engaged. Essentially, you're doing a plank for 200 plus push-ups a day, 365 push-ups if you do that, 1 to 18, 18 to 1. But this is the concept of simplicity. And if you look up Herschel Walker, I was struck by his physique at an older age. His physique just from doing push-ups and sit-ups. So oftentimes we actually put so many limitations on our exercise routine that we blow ourselves out of it. Meaning that it's got to be so complex. I don't know what to do, or I got to get to the gym, and I got to shower after my workouts, and I can't. And so we get so complex on even the concept of working out that we blow ourselves out of the workout before we even get there. And the challenge for you today is just to literally get on the floor and do a push-up. Do a maximum push-up. Start with the 1. Build your way up to 18. Believe it or not, you're like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and you get up to 9, and you'll be like, whew, I'm good. That was pretty easy. And then you're doing 10. 10 plus 1, 11, 12, 13, 14, and you're just stacking 10 after 10 after 10 after 10 after 10, and you're raising the bar each time you're doing these things. And you will fundamentally see your body change. Simplicity. So there is absolutely no excuse, no story that you could tell that you don't have time to work out. Okay? This literally takes like 7 to 8 minutes if you were to do it with that 10-second rest. It's hard. It is very hard. All right? You get up there into those push-up realms, and it's like you're fatiguing. The shoulders are fatiguing, and 10-second rest is tough. Okay? You do 1 to 20 if you're a buff person. Like, you're like, I can do this. Go do it. Okay? But you will fundamentally see your body starting to change. Fundamentally, you will get strength like you've never seen before by just doing push-ups. Herschel Walker, push-ups and sit-ups. So I come to you with a challenge that maybe if you're not exercising, you've made it too hard in the past. You've made it too complex. Green drinks, we've talked about these in the past. Don't make it hard. Nutrition, start with grinding up some vegetables, put some protein powder, and call it good. One fundamental and crucial shift you can make in your nutrition is right here. It's easy, okay? So shift in the world of complexities with all of these things coming at you, with all of the pelotons that you could ride with, some of the best in the Alps with the Tour de France, or a new gadget or thing that's going to be a clothes hanger for you and get back to basics of push-ups and sit-ups. Just to start. You see, in the basics, you will learn fundamentals. And in the fundamentals, you actually build a baseline. You build a base of granite from which you can go. You'll be strong. And then as you get stronger, you feel like doing more things. And the more that you feel like doing, the more you start to do. You will flop on the floor and just be like, I'm just going to get like 10, 20 push-ups right now. I got time. Okay? I do it in my office. I got a little bit of time, a little break. Not during patient hours, but I'm like working on something. You want to shift in your energy, in your mind, just drop and give push-ups. And push-ups become what you do. It's just kind of like, hey, I can do push-ups anywhere, anytime. I did this literally in Lagoon. It's a bad story, and I'll leave you with this. But my crew, we had there's 5 of us, and if you know anything about roller coasters, 5, there's always an odd man out, right? Because it's either 4, it's 2, and so I was the odd man out, and I was like, it's all right, I'll take this. So I went on the roller coaster, came back, and then I was waiting for my crew, and the roller coaster broke, and they were stuck. And so I'm doing that. This is not funny, but it is kind of funny because they got down. Nobody was injured or anything like that. But I'm doing push-ups in Lagoon on a bench, park bench. It was that night, but I was like, hey, I can do push-ups right now. I'm bored, so I'm waiting for my family. I'm going to do push-ups, all right? It just becomes what you do in simplicity, and you can carry this workout routine anywhere. You don't need anything other than your body. And in simplicity, you will find the momentum to be able to get going into a workout routine. Basics, tips and tricks, moving you from just surviving to thriving. Start it today. Start it today. Use an app. There's a push-up app by Adidas. I love it. You have to touch your nose to the cell phone touchscreen to get an accurate push-up count. All right? No cheating. It is what it is. I'll post my screen of my push-ups with it as well. But get back to basics. I think you will find it help you get started and create some momentum that could change your life. It could change your body. It's going to change a lot of things for you. That's all I got. We'll come and talk to you tomorrow in love and light and truth about exercise, that it doesn't have to be complex. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.